Hi Ryan, so here I'm going to go ahead and explain how to do the square roots of a complex number problem. So essentially, if you're given a square root like this with a complex number inside, how do you find it? So essentially, the fact that it is a complex number means that the square root of it will also most likely be in the form of a complex number. X or y could be 0, but essentially you can write the answer as a complex number, that's for sure. Which means we can go ahead and square both sides. So we can go ahead and write 3 plus 4i, so the square root squared is just a normal number, and then x plus yi squared. And then we can expand the right side and say that it is x squared plus 2xyi plus yi squared, which is equal to x squared plus 2xyi plus y squared times I squared, which is x squared plus 2xyi plus y squared times minus 1, which is x squared plus 2xyi minus y squared. We can rearrange this as x squared minus y squared plus 2xyi, which leads us to this interesting observation where the real part, which I will highlight in red, right, is x squared minus y squared, and that's equivalent to 3. How do we know that? Because x and y are real numbers, and they don't have an imaginary component, whereas the imaginary component here, right, you see how these two components have an I? That means you can match them together. So that means that essentially 4 must be equal to 2xy, and 3 must be equal to x squared minus y squared. And in any other situation, it would be whatever the numbers are equivalent to here, right? So you could probably just learn this off and use it in any case. So now that we have this, what can we do about it? We can use this part to substitute it into the right part. So let's say we want to solve for x because generally it's just more straightforward in this case. So we can rewrite y through this equation here. We can rewrite y as 4 over 2x, right? You just you take the whole equation and you divide by 2x, right? So, and then you flip them from left to right to have y on the left side, and you have y equals to 4 over 2x, which means by simplifying and dividing by 2, y equals to 2 over x. Then we can substitute that into this other equation. 3 equals to x squared minus y squared equals, and since we know y is this, we can just substitute it in. 3 equals to x squared minus 2 over x squared equals to x squared minus 2 squared over x squared equals to x squared minus 4 over x squared. 3 equals to x squared minus 4 over x squared. To get this into the format of a quadratic equation, we have to multiply the whole thing by x squared. So multiply equation by x squared. 3x squared equals to x to the 4 minus 4. Don't worry about the x to the 4. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to substitute let a equals to x squared. So now we have 3a equals to a squared minus 4. And then by rearranging, we get a squared minus 3a minus 4 equals to 0. So now this is just a general quadratic formula. You can, quadratic equation, you can use the quadratic formula. A equals to, I'm just going to plug them straight in, but you know the quadratic formula is x equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So in this case, a obviously is the unknown, like it's not the same a as we have here. This is just for the sake of writing the quadratic formula. So here to solve for a, we can say a equals to minus 3, which is 3, plus or minus square root of minus 3 squared, minus 4 times a is 1, c is minus 4, over 2 times 1 equals to 3 plus or minus square root of 9 plus 16 over 2, 3 plus or minus root 25 over 2, 3 plus or minus 5 over 2. So a would either be 8 over 2 or minus 2 over 2. 3 minus 5 is minus 2. So that would be 4 or minus 1. So x squared, we know that x is a real number, not an imaginary number, so it cannot be minus 1, cannot be negative. So we know it's 4. So x squared equals to 4. That means that x equals to plus or minus 2. So given this, we have y equals to 2 over x from here earlier, right? So now we can just resubstitute it. Y equals to 2 over x. So when x equals to 2, y equals to 2 over 2 equals to 1. When x equals to minus 2, y equals to 2 over minus 2 equals to minus 1. So then the answer would be, right, go back here, square root is x plus yi. So it would either be 2 plus I or minus 2 minus I. So root of 3 plus 4i equals to those two answers. Let me know if you have any further questions and I could explain it better to you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.